Yeah.
Which is always that's good.
All right. I'm ready when you are. Okay.
Yeah, 45 seconds.
Oh my God, is that me again?
No, it's the air.
Oh, see,
Okay.
lower.
It looked like it's getting dark there.
Yeah.
Call the meeting in order, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion for this evening's agenda? I would ask that we eliminate number 10. The Mendon Fire District Commissioners contacted me and said that they did not take an official vote at their last meeting, so they're not comfortable presenting their opinion on any kind of consolidation until they formally take a vote. So move that.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Um,
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Move on to public comment. Taking time, you're not gonna comment. We'll move on to communications. Michelle.
I'm starting to get ready for school taxes, so I filled out all my forms and returned those to the county. I've been a lot of meetings with ADP and the ladies, we call them the financial Lorlanders. So they're coming along, I guess we can say. And DEC this fall is going to no more of the Valoron paper. So everything is going to be given to people in just a plain white piece of paper, which is kind of, if you're a hunter or a fisherman, not very feasible. So I'm going to look into some options on maybe having a laminator right there and charging people $1 to laminate their stuff, because otherwise, it's just going to get wet or ruined. So that's something I'm going to hopefully work on before then. But other than that, I didn't have much time to make a whole list, so that's all I got.
Sheldon left early, wasn't feeling it. All right. Brent?
Yeah, got the planning board, we've got the last meeting was a single family site plan. It's approved with conditions. If you'll recall, this property is next to a town cemetery. And town accesses this property via the residence property. I talked with Sheldon about this because review is, nobody could find an easement on record. Sheldon said that we have an easement of necessity through there, but if you look through the abstract of it, there are other people that use this, such as the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Mormon Church. They have meetings up there, Boy Scouts. And there's some notable figures in history that are buried in the cemetery on Rushmond Road. The residents are agreeable to working out an actual easement that existed with exhibits and description in place. So I'm planning on moving forward to get those together with their engineer. So we can present to the town board and get an actual easement in place. Future meeting is we've got a special use permit for a major home occupation that on West Bloomfield Road is expired. If you recall, those expire if the applicant does not get them in place in a certain time frame. Mendon Community Business Association, I attended the June 18th meeting. They have a map of that hamlet that's in the final draft form. They're receiving comments from the MCBA and they're expecting to make that available to businesses and the public for sale. Unfortunate, no, the building where Bumpus was located is available for lease. Anybody that's interested should contact Hillary Stott. Next meeting is tomorrow. Got on the agenda, they want to discuss the comprehensive plan, which is nothing new. I bring it with me to every meeting. We discuss it probably about 4 to 6 times a year. Summer social has been changed to August 1st. That was July 25th, if I remember correctly. And holidays in the Hamlet date is set for December 4th from 5 to 8. Sidewalk application was put together, supervisor signed it and submitted it to Monroe County DOT. They confirmed that it was completed and reported on to the legislature. I believe everybody has a copy of the letter of support from our county legislature of it. It's in the county's hands now. We wait. If they accept it, if they approve, if they decide to give us money, they will contact us and enter into an agreement with that.
They give you any timeline?
The meeting that they've had since I submitted it was July 9th, so last week. We have not heard from them. Their draft meeting minutes are not up yet. I checked today. I discussed the Assembly Drive sidewalks with the manager from the association along Assembly Drive, and that will have another meeting with them to discuss that. Zoning code work group, we've done a lot of drafts and meeting again tomorrow to work on the smoke shop moratorium. Or not the smoke shop moratorium, but a proposal of the law for smoke shops, what we are in moratorium for right now. And have been moving forward with drive-by fields. If you remember, we've been an ongoing process since last summer. I've met with along with the supervisor and Blaze officials a couple of times. We entered into an agreement with Armed Rooster Design to do the topographic survey, which is complete now and it's been delivered. Met with again with Blaze representatives to ensure that we know what their needs are. And we're working on layouts. I think there's some items to discuss it later tonight. One thing is we reiterated to the Blaze, and I want to reiterate again, and I will keep on reiterating that these are town facilities that we're trying to accommodate as much as possible for the Blaze, but these are not Blaze facilities. This is the town of Mendon Park. And then finally, resume the meeting with the supervisor, highway superintendent, deputy highway superintendent. Last meeting was June 25th. Focused on equipment and capital improvement for 2025. Thought it went pretty good. Got it in my calendar for 1 p.m. on the last Tuesday of each month. So our next one will be July 30th. And this meeting's over at 101 Summer Road. That's all that I have.
Thank you. Brent, I did talk to Kim, thinking about saying Kim. I talked to Rick, our county legislator, and he said that he would advise me when it is put on the ledge agenda.
Okay.
So we'll just kind of in a holding pattern this. Kim?
So there has not been a zoning board of appeals meeting. Several months. There is one scheduled for next week, Thursday night, which I'm unable to attend, but Tom is graciously going to step in for me. Thank you, Tom. Other than that, I just have several neighbors and community members stopping me, asking, inquiring about the smoke shop and what's happening there. And I am registered to take some free online trainings through the Association of Towns. They have the webinars like a Zoom. One's this Wednesday, and then there's one that 30th and the 31st.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cindy?
The library had their grand opening and press conference for the Teen Corner on Thursday, July 11th with Assemblywoman Lunsford. John and I both attended that. It was very nice. And I think the teens, according to Lila, the teens have been coming in and they do appreciate their new little corner. The Friends do have a new president, Mary Church. And the Friends are doing an annual appeal soon, and they will also be having a food drive benefit the fish food plaza. A new library page will be hired soon. Furniture refinishing project will be started soon and is funded by the Friends. Summer reading program, is going very well, according to Kelly. And new this summer is something called We Wednesday for families with very young children. It's to read, sing, and explore. And there's also another new program for kids, teens, and adults, and it is called, hope I don't mispronounce this, Mrs. Philology. And I guess they read and learn about words. Team volunteers have redecorated the library. Looks very nice, and the adults and seniors have been attending numerous summer events. And I would also, and this is the end of the library stuff, and I'll pass this down to Michelle. But I'd also like to say, to comment on Brent's statement at our last meeting about the tenor of things here in the town, and I think that things have improved somewhat. I think that I have a strong belief that we need to reach out to individuals here amongst ourselves. And I think one of the best things we could do in the very near future is to, and I know that all of you know my feelings on this, but the highway superintendent should not be able to exempt from this meeting. I think that that would show a very positive sign. So I wanted to put that out. And thank Frank for bringing up the topic of the last meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
There was no ECB or Historical Preservation Committee meeting, probably due to the fact that it was the same before, so I had nothing. Nothing. Besides, see, that's why I think they're being pretty. Okay, that's it.
Okay, let's see, Michelle and I have been working with ADP to update our employee handbook. I'm hoping to have that ready for the August meeting. Attended an event at HFMP with State Senator Pam Helming, the owners of HFMP, and many other independent grocers regarding the refrigeration component that the state wants to change. It's going to cost a lot of money, and I'll leave it at that. Also attended a Monroe County meeting regarding EMS. Basically, that was about ambulance service and the cost of it and what they're being reimbursed from Medicare, being reimbursed from insurance companies, etc. Summer rec equipment was moved out of the basement of Monroe Street. Splash Park's been going really well. No real problems there, other than there's been a crowd there with all this hot weather. I attended the library story time at Harry Allen Park and read a couple of stories to the children that were there. Luckily, it was a Tuesday, and so my granddaughter was able to attend. I've made it kind of special for me. Tomorrow, I have a Zoom meeting with Report It, which is what we town board passed that, I think, last month. That they're going to go into detail on how that is going to work, because they're going to roll it out to the employees on Thursday when ADP does their thing for all the employees on Thursday. Hopefully everyone can attend. I did ask if we could get like a slideshow presentation of what they're going to have in case somebody goes, oh, I forgot, or so my plan is after that, we'll just send out the slideshow to all.
I have that
employees.
already.
You got it already.
Yep.
Pesh visited the Mendon Highway Department this week, and Kevin's working on any of the violations that we have there. As Brent said, we had a meeting with the soccer folks about soccer fields on Semmel. Received an email regarding the book drop being removed from the Hamlet. The individual was disappointed that was, I expressed to him that was a decision that was made by the Library Board of Trustees and the director and he should contact them. Let's see, I was able to negotiate a few bills this past month, one with National Grid, which was for shutting off the power when we had the paint job, and Bonadeo regarding our annual update document. Saved probably in the neighborhood of, well, negotiated probably in the neighborhood of $3,000 to $4,000 off those two bills.
Good.
The teen corner, as Cindy mentioned, and Assemblywoman Lunsford attended there, and signature stamps. Some of the vouchers are being stamped with a signature stamp. I did contact the New York State Comptroller's office because I had always heard the signature stamps are taboo. However, they said as long as they can be used for something like vouchers. However, it's to be under the control of the person whose signature it is. The reason I bring this up is in case anybody else wants to do this. It cannot be used for check writing, for instance. But, and it's only to be under the control of the person whose signature it is, and they're the only person who should have access for and use the signature stamp, even on vouchers. So I just want to bring that to everybody's attention because, as you know, when you go through the vouchers, there's a lot of them. Yeah. Right. So, and that concludes my communications. Move on to town clerk's monthly report.
Make a motion to acknowledge and see the town clerk's monthly report for June 2024.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Minutes from June 10th.
Make a motion to approve the minute from the regular meeting held on June 10th was presented in our.
I'll second that. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Budget adjustments.
I make a motion to approve the budget adjustment. Is delineated in our agenda.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Banner year for summer rec. More children signed up than we anticipated, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. Costs a town a little bit more money, but hey, if it keeps them from doing something they shouldn't, I'm all for it.
I think that is one of the best programs. Yeah.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Vouchers.
I'll make a motion to approve all claims on vouchers number 24-404 to 24-414 on the general abstract 24-078 in the amount of $30,607.25.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. General abstract B.
I make a motion to approve all claims on vouchers number 24-415 to 24-455 on general abstract 24-07B in the amount of $21,132.09.
Second that.
Any discussion?
I just make a comment since I did, look at the vouchers, that the water bill, you could tell the spray part is getting used.
Oh, yeah.
It was much larger than I'd ever seen,
Yes. Yes.
which is a good thing.
It'll be interesting because, as you know, most of July last year was shut down.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the surface. So this is really our first year of having a good handle on how much water is going to be used. And of course,
It did stick out to me when
I don't want to speak for
Maybe
Brent, but we've
it's-
got some ideas on what we want to do with that water once it leaves the pad.
Good.
So we'll see.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Highway abstract?
Make a motion to approve all claims on vouchers number 24-092 to 24-120 on general abstract 24-07 in the amount of $177,516.15.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
One thing that I
Oh, I'm
noticed, is
sorry.
the oiling and stoning went on, so that was a large part of that. As expected this time of the year.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Library abstract A and B.
I just want to make note of library abstract A. As spelled out in our agenda. And then library abstract B.
We're just acknowledging that those things, the library board is just. Okay, Men and Fire District presentation, that's been omitted from the agenda. Next one is Historic Preservation Commission. This is for an appointment.
Make a motion to appoint Elizabeth Fortin to the Historic Preservation Committee, term to expire December 31st, 2025.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Retention wall, Victor Menden Road. Preparation. Receipt of requests for proposals.
Make a motion to authorize supervisor to have requests for proposals for the Victor Menden Road Retention Wall prepared and distributed and receive proposals at the Menden Town Hall Monday, August 5th, 2024, up to 4 p.m.
Second.
Any discussion? Many of you know this is Mike Graves, who's been at several of our meetings. That retention wall is failing. The railing has got a pretty good, I don't know what the degree of it is at, but it's fading. So this hopefully we'll be able to get some proposals. We got a second, right?
Mhm.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Driesback Fields, preparation, receipt of requests for proposals.
Make a motion, to authorize supervisor to get the RFPs for repair work and the new athletic field constructed at Drastic Fields on Summit Road prepared and distributed. And to receive proposals on at the town hall on Monday, August 5th, 2024, before and up to 4 p.m.
Second.
Any discussion? I think Brett covered most of this earlier. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Recycle event.
Make a motion to hold a recycling event at Ann Rabies Clinic at Fall Post number 664 Community Center, 167 North Main Street, Huntington Falls, on Saturday, October 19th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That will include shredding, electronics, recycling, prescription drug disposal, and waste.
Second.
Any discussion?
Michelle, will that include, TVs for the electronics or not?
I think they did, yeah, last year. Mhm.
There's no fee.
No.
Yeah, they don't charge anymore.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Next is the ambulance building parking lot. This is agreement with the Village of Honey Falls.
I'll make a motion to enter into an agreement with the Village of Honey Falls to pave the parking lot at the ambulance building at 210 East Street in Honey Falls. The town will provide the equipment and the village will pay for the labor and the materials. The work will be done at the availability of the highway department and at the discretion of the highway superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next, 3913 Rush Menden Road, authorization to contract with litigation.
Make a motion to authorize supervisor contract with the litigation attorney for the case concerning 3913 Rushman Road. Services to be paid from account B 1910.100.
I will second that.
Any discussion? If you don't know that address, it's at the Four Corners Inn. It was currently occupied by a smoke shop. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Town Code Chapter 230, proposed local law establishing a public hearing.
I'll make a motion to hold a public hearing 7 PM or as soon thereafter as said hearing can be convened. Monday, August 12th, 2024, to consider amendments to Town Code Chapter 230. Taxation in relation to Article 1, senior citizens tax exemption, and Article 6, exemptions for persons with disabilities and limited incomes at the amended town hall system, West Main Street, Hyannis, New York. The proposed local law will be available for public inspection during regular business hours in the amended town clerk's office and online at www.townamended.org.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All this comes from the assessor, Jim Legret. There's been some changes in the law that conflicts with our local law as far as taxation goes, and so he wanted to make sure we got this cleaned up so that it will eliminate any misunderstandings. Obviously, state law is going to preempt anything we have, but at the same token, there was some things that he thought would be simpler if our code was changed to
That makes sense.
so it coincides with state law. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Public comment. Tom, anything?
I can run down a list. Victor Madden Road sidewalks. We talked to the New York State DOT. They're open to the putting crosswalk there on Mile Square. Crosswalk at Assembly is still under review. We're going to talk about the new sidewalk and include the stuff at Costa. Assembly Drive, sounds like we're still waiting for the HOA and hearing back on that. So the other stuff I gave you, supervisor and deputy, as well. The price we got from Trinity Excavation for everything involved. So it'll be interesting to see where the other prices come in. One of our contractors declined. And I did speak with our grants department in regard to the record keeping part of it, and it sounds like it's not income based. So we have been able to secure a bunch of these for different communities. One community, Farmington, we got it for 3 years in a row. It's about a $75,000 grant. Sounds like a lot. It includes a software program. They come in, they look at all your records, and kind of, as you're scanning it in, it picks up certain things on the document, you know, like the name of the project, the date, and so it's kind of a whole system of software.
On the records,
Sold.
I'm
Just saying.
very interested in the records retention scan.
Yes,
I
Absolutely.
think that's something
I hate
Sure.
paper.
That makes common sense.
I
Yes.
love paper. But
I
like to
hate
be able to
paper.
Grab something quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I heard,
One piece of information.
so I heard the dollar amount, so you got down, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, and the fact that it wasn't, sounded like it was not income based, so. Might be a.
Would this be a grant proposal that you MRB would put together?
Correct. Yep.
Gotcha. And then, so maybe next month you'd be able to tell us
Yes,
what you charge us to put the grant proposal together?
correct. It's all another group. Well,
It'll be 73,000.
Yeah.
74.99. That's all I got.
Great,
Thank you.
You all.
yeah. I don't want to put you on the spot, but
That's what I came.
you know, if we were to put a crosswalk, it sounds like they're agreeable at Mile Square and Victor Menden Road. like some of these things I've seen that say, you know, new crosswalk ahead or new stop sign ahead. I mean, the state would have to do that, right?
It depends. With the mile crossing one, they said just get the curb ramps there, then they may be able to cross it. So Assembly Drive, if they decide that, hey, we really want you to do it because you already have one further to the east, then it's about 5,000 to 7,000 to have the flashing beacons, which I think are really effective.
Oh, yeah.
So for that amount, it seems pretty marginal. I mean, most of them are solar panels, but you don't really need to run a lot of electric to it. But we have done it in other communities. Yeah,
I think it's money well spent personally, because when you start, you know, putting crosswalks where there hasn't been. I mean,
Right.
that area, well, I call it the Victor Road, but anyway, it's technically the Victor Road.
People come up. Go ahead.
That area between like the crest of the hill.
Yeah.
And over to Mile Square Road. I've caught myself going too fast.
Yeah.
So I mean, and talking to some of the neighbors there, I know Brent, you're familiar with one of the neighbors there, and I am too. You know, it's way too fast, and anything we can do to slow that corridor down would be great, in my opinion.
I've seen some villages that put flags.
I was just going to ask about that.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Is that
thinking-
a city thing or is that a village?
it is more of a village thing. You're required to put a sign about 250 feet in advance of it. Then 250 feet in the other direction, so as you're coming, you would see pre-warning you. Reflectors on all the posts, so they've added as much as they can. The flag is really up to local jurisdiction.
We use it for the school crosswalk.
Yeah,
They don't have a
matter.
crossing guard,
Right.
and so the kids take the flags from one side to the other.
I really think the beacon, the pushing the lights is the most effective.
I
Yeah.
It just, it warns you, it's rapid enough. For the
catches
cost.
your eyes when
It
you're
catches your
driving.
eyes. I mean, we could look at lowering the state speed limit that does require, maybe a miniature traffic plan, and then it gets brought up at the state level.
I would myself, my own personal opinion is speed limits are irrelevant if people are speeding. Four-way stop, I think would be interested if you're ready to bash your head against that brick wall and try to get a four-way stop there.
Love to have that. That definitely.
At
slows me
Victor
down.
Mendon and Miles Square.
Yes.
That would be great.
Good luck. I mean,
I
people
know-
are,
I know there've been
people are
several
going
accidents
50
there.
before they cross that
No,
hill
that's-
coming out of the hamlet. so.
Absolutely.
Leaving
And
Hopper,
there's many accidents that have been on that corner.
Yeah,
leaving Hopper Hills every day. It's amazing how quick those cars coming up the hill.
I know, I don't get it. I don't, what are you in such a hurry for?
but you know, speaking of that, it's the same thing over at Stony Lonesome and Clover Street, and they're having trouble getting any traffic control there, so. I'm not holding my breath on traffic control on Mile Square and 251.
But it does, it happens very quickly. I mean, you're going down, if you're coming from Victor. Coming down there at 50 miles an hour, which is the speed limit there. And then boom, you hit you hit
Yeah.
Miles Square and then it's 35.
There needs to be a transition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this is actually in West Bloomfield, but corner of West Bloomfield and County Road 14. That's a notoriously bad intersection.
it is.
And, you know, there were enough accidents there, so they finally did put that blinking light in front of the stop sign, and that. Having gone, I go through that intersection about 4 times a day, it makes a big difference, so.
Yeah, there's, I don't know, I know, I received an email today from, this probably should have been included in my communications, but I received an email today that the mayor had contacted the state about the sumac at the roundabout, which I told him if he could get that changed to something a little more attractive, we'd build a statue for him in this. Cause I went around with the state on that too, and they were like, no. Not too. I mean, they don't want anything, and Tom, you correct me, or Brent, if I'm speaking out of school here, but they don't want they want something so that you can't see what's coming towards you. You're only supposed to pay attention to what's to your left. So
That's the purpose.
that's what they told me, is that they don't like to, when you can see
I
through.
get it for that particular location, and you do the light pole in the middle too.
Yeah.
I've seen other roundabouts that are lower and do not have all that.
Yeah,
I have too.
Farmington is low.
Right, all of them.
But that sumac, I think it is, it's there, is
It's better than the one in Geneseo that they all run
Yeah, I
over
was gonna
every
say,
other
maybe we
week.
could get the Barrett,
How do you
gotta see 'em.
see that? Like,
only an acre.
it's like right there.
It's worth the question again.
Yeah.
People change. and-
Yeah, I told Rick, I go, good luck, but I've talked to them numerous times about that, and they have budged on what's being grown in the middle and. Yeah, of that, yeah, so. So be it. Anything else? Is there a motion for adjournment?
So move.
Second,
All in favor?
uh,
Aye, any opposed? Thank you.
thank you.